Illustrations by Pete.
Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be comparing two pens and two inks. So the two pens are the Parker Jotter and the Lamy Safari, and then the two inks are the Noodler's Polar Black and the Colorverse Rainy Day. Now, here's what I want to say about this. Later on, outside of this video, I went and put the Noodlers in the Lamy Safari, and I should have done that from the beginning. I should have made it kind of apples to apples comparison. Instead, I put one ink in one and one ink in another, and ink plays a huge part in how something is, how something works, how it draws. And so what happened was the Parker Jotter with that Noodler's Polar Black is just that's an experience if you've never used that kind of ink before, but it just pours out of the pen. It's very effortlessly comes out of the pen, and you can easily make large, dark, juicy ink spots, and that's really what I like to do. The Colorverse ink was a little bit drier, and the Lamy Safari is known to be a little bit drier, but all in all, I think that the once I put the Noodler's Polar Black into the Lamy Safari, it did just as well as the Parker Jotter ink. So, did I say ink? No, the Parker Jotter pen. So, I think that it would be a fair comparison between the two. They write almost exactly the same once you have the same inks in them. The thing is, the Parker Jotter pen is a great pen. The problem is that right towards the tip, it's very, very smooth. Right where you grip the pen, it's smooth. So I almost felt like I had to hold on to it through the whole thing, and it caused a little bit more fatigue than the Lamy Safari, which has grooves cut out where your fingers go, and it's a little bit more friction there, and it just feels a little bit nicer, and I could relax my hand a little bit more. So I could probably write longer or draw longer with the Lamy Safari, but they were both nice. They're both nice pens. The Lamy Safari also felt a little bit more like I wasn't going to break it. It just felt a little bit more sturdy than the Parker Jotter. But they're both good pens. They really are. Now, as far as the inks go, okay, I've already mentioned that the Noodler's Polar Black ink is very liquid. It's just a very loose ink, so it flows out of the pen very nicely. On the other hand, the Colorverse ink, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful color ink. It's a very pretty color. I really enjoyed it. I really like it. I like the two-tone that it created in this drawing. I did really enjoy it. However, I also think that it is a little bit drier, and it didn't really skip. It just to make a bigger spot, and you'll see when you see at the end of the video, you'll see the picture blown up a little bit. You'd have to go back over the lines a lot to make them even. It flows very slowly, so you could have a darker spot of blue and then a lighter spot of blue as you're drawing. It's just how it is. Or if you try to fill in a gap with that blue ink, it's gonna not look even. It'll look very distorted. But that's not a real criticism. It just depends on how you like that flow of ink. A lot of people like the drier inks. A lot of people like that it has like a scratchier feel to the pen. Some people like that. I don't. I like a very smooth experience with the pen, very smooth writing, almost like you cannot tell that it's not a ballpoint pen. I mean, just that smooth. And with the Noodler's Polar Black, that Parker Jotter pen was, and later on, the Lamy Safari was. It came out really nice. I really enjoyed it. So, I wanted to share. Now, my wife and I have had many side businesses, and some things we made money with, and some things we did not make money with. That's just how it was. It happens. But we were going to come up with this idea where we were going to have this store. Now, I want to talk about this type of store. So, I don't know if these were franchises or if they were only in my hometown, but we had a store called Skull City, and we had another one called Utopia, and they were classified as head shops, but they weren't. They were more like, they had, I don't know, maybe they were, I don't know. Anyway, I just remember we used to like to go in there to see what kind of things people created and then tried to sell. And we wanted to have a store called Crap. And in Crap would be all this kind of stuff that really wouldn't compete with a company like Amazon or Walmart or anything like that, because you don't actually go in there looking for anything in particular, or at least usually you don't. You know, you go in there to discover what some crazily weird-minded created thing there was in the store. You know, it's the kind of store where the items inside are only good for conversation. They're actually not useful at all. You know, I don't think anybody goes into a store looking for like a pink, blue, and purple toad that's a candle that's also an incense burner that also has a safe in the bottom of it. It just, that's the kind of stuff that was in these stores. But you'd be walking through it and all of a sudden you would have to have that thing that was in the store. And you would have never even known that those things existed if you had not gone in them. And that was the fun of going in them. Of course, at that time there was no Amazon or anything. But I mean, we had Walmart and Kmart. I'm not that old, but it was just one of those things where you just went in there to see what they had. They had a lot of questionable things in there too. I'm not saying that they were not questionable things in that store that at the time I may have been looking for, but at this point I would still go in one of those stores just to see some of the fun stuff that people come up with. They really do. They come up with some fun stuff. So, but there was some cool stuff. Like there was a big dragon that was an incense holder and held those cone incense things, and you put it in there and smoke would like come out the nose, and it was pretty cool. There's just cool stuff in there. But so we wanted to have this store called Crap that had stuff that was weird that people were not necessarily looking for, but once they saw it, they had to have it. It's all impulse buy stuff is what I'm saying. And that's not really the place that you don't, oh, I don't know, maybe you do, but I don't understand how you would go on Amazon looking for impulse buys unless you just started typing in some weird crazy stuff and just saw what the weird crazy stuff came up on the site. But it's different. It is different when you just go to that experience where you see it, you have to have it. And anyway, that was just a quick story. I just wanted to tell you, this drawing was fun. I like two-tone drawings. It was some little splash of color here or there. I just wanted to share this with you. These pens, like I said, the pens are great pens, both of them. They're about the same price. There's not a whole lot of difference in the price, but for my money, what I would do is get the Lamy Safari. Both of them I had to buy ink converters as well, because neither one of them came with it. They came with just the blue ink cartridges. Both of them came with that, and I'm not a big fan of standard blue ink. I like either a brighter blue or a greener blue ink. This may look like a kind of a weird ink. I don't know how it came out on the video, but really, it's a really pretty color ink. It's like a moody ink, and I like that color. I think it came out really nice. I'm glad I did this, and I hope you enjoyed it. Sometimes I do the review, and I don't talk about the pens or the paper or whatever it is that I'm reviewing very much at all, and I wanted to do that a little bit. I wanted to give you some insight. I hope the audio is okay. I went to record the audio for this video, and it just, I don't know what happened, but I updated the software that I used to edit the program. All of a sudden it would not recognize my microphone. Usually I just play the video on top, I record in the same software, and just as it's going I'm also watching it, so if I want to mention something I can do that. This time it did not work out so well. It kind of failed me, and so I'm having to record the audio in a different program, not watching the video while I'm recording this. And it's a little strange. I'm not really watching what you're watching while you're hearing what I'm saying, if that makes any sense. And it's a little strange for me, but I hope to have that fixed sometime soon. I think I need a new interface. I think the interface, we had a electrical storm earlier, and I think we did lose some power for a little while, and I think it fried one of the inputs on there, even though it's not plugged into anything other than the computers. There's no side power supply or anything else, just plugged into the computer, but the computer was off. No harm there, but there was definitely harm in this. So I don't know, it just, but also, like I said, I had to update the software. Maybe it doesn't recognize it anymore. Maybe there's some weird thing in the update that I don't really know what it was. I hate when 10 things happen at the same time and you cannot tell what the thing is that affected the other thing, because it could be any of the 10 things. that's kind of like the day that I just had. It's okay, I got through it. It's not a big deal. There's no drama here. It's just an experience, and that's all it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's a couple more videos popping up on the screen. I would love if you would watch them. If you did enjoy this video, please click the like, and that would help me a lot. And I'll see you in the next video.